Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Riverfront. I don't know what number podcasts we're on, but this is where we talk about the Cincinnati Reds and occasionally Brady Singer. Wow. I'm Tim Daniel. At the moment, I'm going by myself. I couldn't wait any longer. Let's talk the big news. If you're in the chat, say what's up. I want to hear from you. I want to talk all about it, get your thoughts, get your opinions, everything today, because I tell you what, guys, I went into Friday night and I was thinking, I'm having an easy Friday. Iris didn't nap today. I got her down a little before 7, thinking, I'm going to have an easy Friday. Pulled a nice thing of Woodford Reserve. Thought, tonight's going to be okay. I'm going to catch up on the Penguin. A little behind. A couple episodes to catch up. Maybe watch a little SmackDown. Maybe watch a little of the Pelicans and Warriors game. Nope. The Reds dropped the bomb on us on Friday night, everybody. How about it? Jonathan India and Joey Wiemer have been traded to the Kansas City Royals. Turn the Cincinnati Reds are receiving Brady Singer. And this trade's kind of been humming for a couple weeks now. But we now know it is official. So Brady Singer is coming to Cincinnati. The Reds tweeted it today. I love that MLB Trade Rumors broke the report by the Cincinnati Reds are trading Joey Wiemer to the Kansas City Royals. That's really funny. But I really like this trade. I really like this trade for both teams. And I'm really excited about it. What up, Joey? Joey Gaditza joining us from Canada. How about you, buddy? Good to see you. But I'm really excited about this. I want to hear from you guys. Let's talk all about it. I'm going to ramble. Jeff Carr is going to come hang out with me at some point. I'm pretty sure he did text me that was going to happen. So I should be having Jeff Carr from Locked On Reds coming on at any point as well. But let's dive into it. Let's kind of go big picture. So, yeah, this trade has kind of been talked about now for a couple weeks. It's kind of a conversation that's been going around, and I think the new big thing you kind of knew when the Francona deal came down was that the Reds were going to be a little bit more aggressive, right? And so today, not only were they aggressive, they went and got an arm. We talked about it. We said, man, if they can go get an arm, that's a nice start to the offseason. And they got a pretty good arm. Brady Singer has had really, really good years. So I felt like this was a nice gift for the Reds as well. On the other end, obviously, I know a lot of people are really upset about losing Jonathan India. I know there's a lot of fans in the area who are really, really, really have an emotional attachment to him. And I understand. 2021 was awesome. His rookie year was so fun. Obviously, got rookie of the year for a reason. But 2022 was obviously a really bad year for everybody. He battled injury. 2023 was a little bit up and down. 2024 had a really, really good month at one point in the year, but the rest of the year was kind of up and down. But the things about him obviously really liked were he played really hard and he donned himself the captain. He called this America's team. He was a great clubhouse guy. And he's also still very likable. I mean, I'm staring right now at an autographed baseball I have of Jonathan India. So obviously you hate to see guys like that go, but on the other end, you're looking at a guy like Brady Singer who has had a really good major league career. Only adds to what you're strongest at right now, right? I mean, if you look now realistically, Green, Lodolo, Louder, Burns, Singer, that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's a really good, nice group there. And we're not even talking about the fact Nick Martinez is back, and we're not even talking about the fact that they have chased, all these other guys coming, and it's been pretty great. So looking right now at Brady Singer and what you're getting, his baseball savant page is pretty nice. So pitching run value, 73rd percentile. Fastball run value, 80 percentile. Breaking run value, 65 percentile. Base on ball, 64 percentile. Extension, 94 percentile. And most importantly, pitching at GABP, 79 percentile, and ground ball rate. Obviously, that's really, really nice. Sydney stopped by, said, what's up? I really like the trade. It's a good rotation arm, and it's more valuable than a decent infielder when we have several. Absolutely. At some point, it just looked like, there was all these conversations about, we're going to try India first base, and they did at spring training. They're going to put him in the outfield, in the corner outfield. At some point, just kind of figured out that maybe you're trying too much. And for this situation now, you're looking at where you have a guy like you can bring Singer in, and for India, he can go, obviously it's going to be really interesting there. play more of his natural position, probably be more of a DH guy potentially. But I think he'll do really well there. Having guys like Bobby Witt around obviously will help out the lineup quite a bit. But I think this is a win-win trade. I think for both teams, this is a really, really nice get. Um, I think Singer's really good. I think India is going to be really liked at Kansas City. And obviously, I mean, he was very liked here. So this is awesome. I think this is big time. We're seeing the Reds kind of I said Francona had to be the start. I said that couldn't be the be all end all. So going this route here as well, I think is really nice. So also the fact that I don't know. Did anyone else kind of think this deal was kind of dead when we heard about it last week and then C. Trent kind of said it wasn't close? So the fact that it happened is pretty cool. Man, I'm super stoked about the rotation now. And I was already stoked about them going into 2025. But it was pretty wild. Yeah, I think this is really interesting, man. And I don't really have a whole lot. I'm just kind of just got on here real quick. We have a lot of watchers tonight, so thanks for hanging out on your Friday night. Is it possible that 3 years later we can finally say the Reds got the pitching? Is that a thing? I think that's definitely a possibility. So Sydney says, "What do you think the rotation is now?" Ooh. Okay. So this is interesting, right? This is a conversation. I want to hear from everybody. If you're in the chat, if you're hanging out and you have a thought on this, please send it in. Rock Strongo, what's up? Says Singer's Wikipedia page has already been updated. I bet that Nick Kroll updated it, to be honest, guys. It was him. Yeah, Joey Wiemer. I know Bearcat fans are gonna be upset to see their UC guy head out, but I think it was worth it here. So to answer Sydney's question, if you all disagree, I'll read yours off as well. Like I said, I have no strategy. I just wanted to go live and I wore the Darkwing Duck sweatshirt. So you know what that means. So Hunter Green's number one, obviously. I think as much as I really like getting Singer, as much as I really like Lodolo, I still think I'm putting Rhett Lauder as the number two. I really do. I think that his talent level, we saw it at the end of the year last year. I know, and things can change now that people are going to have tape on him in the big leagues. Who knows? But I could definitely see that being a thing. So I have that. So I'm going to go Singer at 3. I'm going to go Nick Martinez, and I'm probably going to go Nick Lodolo. And that's really difficult because Andrew Abbott's been great. I think we can all agree that it's probably the end of Graham Ashcraft in the rotation, if not with the Reds. We'll see how that kind of shakes out this offseason. I know a lot of people don't trust Lodolo's injury history, and I understand that. I wouldn't either, but betting on talent, I think if they're at their peaks, you could probably, this is no disrespect to Andrew Abbott by any means. I think at their peaks, you probably take Lodolo over Abbott, but it's a very close conversation. I'm happy to hear both sides of it. So I think that kind of settles that for sure. We'll kind of see what the battle's going to look like in spring training for the rest of it. I have been saying I really wanted the Reds to make a winter 2011 Matt Latos-esque move. And this is pretty close. Singer's probably a little bit more developed than Latos was when the Reds traded for him. But I thought that this was a really nice way to kind of get things going. And when you kind of heard the rumblings of the conversation of the trade potentially happening in the last couple weeks, I was kind of like, oh yeah, that'd be a really nice gift for them. But I don't know if they'll do it because Kansas City just made a playoff run. They were, they had a really good year. They had a really big offseason last year. They spent some money and tried to get their team forward. We were kind of looking at them, right, for the Reds to say, like, why didn't the Reds do what the Royals did and go get guys? And, now you're kind of looking at a situation where those two teams make a deal with each other. So that's pretty cool. I think, too, when you look at if you're kind of rolling out, let's say this thing goes the way we all think it's going to go at this point. Let's say that this team, everything clicks, everything goes well, and they're in a short series. Singer's another option. And, Green's going to get game 1 in that circumstance. And from there, you have plenty of options 2 through 5, but he's going to be in the station. And I think that's going to be really cool. I think, last year was probably his worst year, and he was still pretty darn good. For those of you who don't pay attention to wins and losses, which you shouldn't. So let me pull this up real quick. Like I said, this is on the fly. So if you got comments, I want to hear them. So Singer, yeah, last year, 2023 didn't have a very good year. 2022 was awesome. 2020 and 2021, his first 2 years in the league, a little up and down, which you expect from a guy like that. But I think with his ground ball rate, this is going to be a really nice big spot to have for the Reds. I think if you're Terry Francona, this is kind of a name that really probably jumped out to you from your time in the AL Central, managing against him for all years in Cleveland. This is going to be pretty cool. Joey Gaditz asks, would they move either Abbott or Lodolo to the pen? 3 pen lefties, Mole Suter, neither of those two? Possible. God, if you put Nick, I'm not going to try to get too far ahead. But if you get too far ahead, if somehow, some way Nick Lodolo ended up in the bullpen, that'd be pretty frightening. That'd be pretty nasty. Mike McClanahan says Tito's losing some leadership in the clubhouse. Maybe so. And I understand this point, and I appreciate it, Mike. Thanks for leaving a comment. I think from my point, but I think the general point that's kind of the obviousness in there, right, is that where was he going to play consistently? You're game planning on Matt McClain being back next year, and you're game planning on, your first baseman spots being taken care of by CES. You're not going to move Ellie to third base. You're not going to move Ellie to the outfield to where McClain can get shortstop. I think that it was just it was a numbers game at this point. And I think for now, so you have to kind of feel pretty good about where the offseason's gone so far. You get a great manager who's a legend. You get back your coveted free agent who had a player option, and you get a nice arm. So What's your being haven't even started yet, guys, and we're already talking about the Reds making big moves. So when have we been able to say that? Ryan Ludwig? Choo Choo? No, Choo Choo was after Reds Fest. So the Homer Bailey trade? I can't remember when that was in the year. But I do understand the point that Mike's making, and I know there's a lot of people that really love India. I do. But once Santiago Espinal re-upped for his deal, it was you kind of knew where the Reds were going to go from here. I do think he'll do well in Kansas City, though. I think that that's going to be a good spot for him, especially considering that they're pretty darn good, right? They were second place in the AL last year. They lost. They lost to the Yankees in 4, which the Yankees obviously went on to represent the American League. Michael Massey, though, is going to make things interesting there because Michael Massey was pretty decent last year for Kansas City. So does India go there and get the full-time second base spot? Is he going to get the third base spot for Michael Garcia? Is this going to be a situation where he's kind of DHing more and maybe they kind of take spots from guys like Adam Frazier, Nelson Velasquez? I think Adam Frazier actually left, if I remember correctly. I'm sure Sydney can give me the answer on that. I don't have it in front of me at the moment as I'm looking through, but he's definitely going to have opportunities to get bats over there. But I'm really curious to see, will he be the everyday second baseman there, or will they have another option for him? I could totally see a situation where they would keep Michael Massey at second base and India plays third base for them. Oh, no, not our team. That's right. Homer Bailey was right before Christmas, so it was after Reds Fest. So that was pretty wild. Yeah, and Adam Frazier is a free agent. I thought I saw that. He'll probably end up playing for the Pirates or something. I used to really want the Reds to get Adam Frazier. I'm really happy that didn't happen. But, man, what a crazy Friday night. I was already a bourbon deep, everybody. I was having a good night. And then the Reds had to go and pull this one on us. But what a fun day. And I think now, as we move forward in the conversation, are we now at the point of that's one of the bigger priorities I've been taken care of, and where do we go from here? I think where we're at now. And I think the biggest conversation now is, okay, what's the outfield look like? So I think that's obviously the conversation throughout the offseason. But now that you got the arm, you feel probably pretty good about where your rotation is. Now it's time to attack the outfield and see what you can make happen there. We obviously know last year's outfield was not acceptable. And it's something where if they want to try to make something happen, you can't roll those guys out there again next year. You have to kind of get better. Not saying those guys can't be on the big league squad, but those can't be guys you're You're going through. Yeah, Sydney says they eliminated one possible option. Very true. Very, very true. But yeah, do we does anyone remember a Joey Wiemer Reds moment from his, what do you have, 12 at bats with the Reds at the big league club? I'm pulling it up actually. I know there's a lot of people who are really excited because he went to UC. The Reds even tweeted that after they made the deal to get him, and he had 26 at bats last season, and he had one plate appearance for the Reds. Thanks for coming. Yeah. More I think about it, I'm with you, Tim. Trade for Lou Bob. Yes, Joey. Yes, Joey. Though I had a name I wanted to bring up. I'll leave it for Sunday because Ben and I still have a show to do on Sunday. But there was a name that really kind of popped up in a chat recently I saw. And I was kind of like, that could be an interesting one. So that's in the biz is what we call a teaser. But keep it AF. Come hang out with us on Sunday and we will talk about that as well. But where do you guys want to see this go from here? Now they've got the pitcher. We all know that we want the outfield guys. What else do you want to see? I know backup catcher's been a hot commodity. That's a conversation. Do you want to see them try to get a little stronger at first base if you're not confident in the CES situation, especially now that Ty France is gone, which Ty France probably should have been, though I enjoyed those few months he was here. It was fun. I'm genuinely excited about this now. Bullpen depth from Sydney. I do like that. But I really am curious to see what that market looks like. To see what guys they can go get. Because, you can always just go get good bullpen players and not break the bank. And we all know the Reds are all about not breaking the bank. So we shall see how that pans out. But I would love to go get a couple guys too. Do you rely on Alexis Diaz again next year? I know I am the minority here. I think I give him another shot. Yeah, he was shaky and he had some very, very bad moments, but had some really good ones too. I mean, really had a nice stretch there towards the end of the year. And let's be honest, I don't think he was the difference between them making the playoffs and not. So I'm willing to give him another shot next year to see what he can do to be a big part of the team. We've all heard my closer take. I don't have to get into that tonight. We're celebrating, but we know the offseason is at least moving in good direction. And I think that's the biggest point here is that we're seeing some wonderful things happen. So there. Oh, Joey Gaditza dropping the Jock Peterson. Now, correct me. I have not been reading the rumor pages, and MLB Trade Rumors also now has a paywall. But Jock Peterson to the Reds? Is that a possibility? Is that a thing? Would he be a good fit? I mean, I know he hit homers. Would you have to get Tommy Pham for that exact moment? Well, I don't know. Another lefty? That might make sense. Now that I think about it. But would you have to bring Tommy Pham back to Cincinnati as well if you got Jock Peterson? Because, I don't know. That might be the one that's tricky. Yeah, he did compete the 2015 Home Run Derby. Cindy met Todd Frazier yesterday, by the way, in the Patreon, who won the 2015 Home Run Derby. Sorry, bourbon and sinuses kicking in. Yeah, and lost to Todd Frazier, which everyone still seems to like to remind me that Todd Frazier won the Home Run Derby. Like, I don't remember. Well, I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but I'm really excited. I think this is a good move. I like to see the Reds making moves. I like to feel good about where the team's at because we haven't had a lot of chances to do that. This is great. I think this is a really fun move. I think this is a good move for the Reds, and I'm really excited to see where things go from here. I'm waiting for Jeff Carr, so I'm just kind of killing time. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's see. All right, I'm going to pull up Sydney's bullpen depth thing here and check out Spot Track. If anyone has any comments they want to make on the deal tonight, on the trade, whether it's missing India, they shouldn't have traded India, You're glad they traded India. You're excited about Brady Singer. You thought Joey Wiemer deserved a chance. I'm here to listen to it. So send it my way. Let's chat. Let's have some fun. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. But it's Friday. My kid's asleep. We don't have anything else to do, right? I mean, if we're all here on the chat on a Friday night, we don't have anything else to do. So, all right, let's kind of go through a couple names here. See what's kind of tickling the fancy as far as relief pitchers. Well, I guess Justin Wilson's already gone, so there's one. But let's see, what all moves have happened already? Available. Thank you, Spot Track. Whew, I don't think I'm going to like listening to this one tomorrow, guys. This could be probably really bad. I don't think I want to pay Ryan Presley. Not sure I really love that move. Would you guys take Ross Stripling? Yeah, Justin Wilson's already gone. Yeah, Joey, I believe it is a 3-year deal that he signed with the Giants. But, maybe the Reds can make a trade there. Who knows? Anything's possible, right? Rock Strongo. I see the Votto frame behind you. Who are the other two? There's actually 4, but my Christmas tree is blocking one. So the far right's Eric Davis, Votto, Larkin, and this is Griffey. I found this guy on YouTube on eBay who hand drew these. And so I bought a couple off them. They're pretty cool. Blake Treinen. Yes. Sign me up for that. I am all for that one. That's a nice pickup if they can make it happen. I don't know what his contract situation is. Do we want DeSclafani back? I don't think I want DeSclafani back. I'm just listing names here. Ooh. He's like 40. But would you be willing to give David Robertson a shot? I could get down with Jordan Romano. I'll say my guy. I say him every year, apparently. He's a free agent. Aroldis Chapman. Why not? He just made what, $2 million with the Pirates last year? Oh wow, he made $10.5 million. What do I know? He made $3.8 million with the Royals. So he got a nice little upgrade there. But that's going to be a really interesting one. Let's see here. Another Canuck to add to the roster. Never let the Canadas get by Joey Gaditza. He knows all about it. All right, I'm going to throw this name out here. What about Joe Kelly? I mean, he's kind of awesome, right? He's hilarious, and he always has good conversations. The Dodgers may want to keep him, but I would be called down for that. I don't know. Anyone got any other names you guys think of? Throw them my way. I got on here way too early. I probably should have waited to see when Jeff was ready, but I was just so excited. All right. Well, yeah, I doubt he leaves LA too. He's kind of like a national treasure there. I don't think that makes any sense. Yeah, so let me kind of go through. Joey Gaditza. Tyler O'Neill will be the starting right fielder on opening day. Would not hate it. Would actually love it. Kirby Yates. Could get down with that. I like Kirby Yates. That could be a good get for them. Tyler O'Neill in right field. Okay. Yeah, I can get down with that. I know a lot of people have been mentioning the Castellanos thing. I guess there's some rumors the Phillies might try to be dropping some salary. I don't think I really want him to come our way. Yeah, I know Locked On is happening too. I just couldn't wait for Jeff. I had to make sure I got my stuff in. The guitar player, Sydney? Carlos Santana? Or actually, I'm kidding. Yeah. I think backup catcher is something I'm going to pay a lot of attention to, which sounds really silly, I know. But I'm really kind of curious to see what that market looks like. Like, could you get a guy like, would Danny Jansen be out of the picture to back up Tyler Stevenson next year? He had a pretty solid. He's had some years. I don't think Luke Maile is going to be coming back though. I don't think Yasmani Grandal is going to end up playing for the Reds. I don't want Higgy, though. If they got Higgy, I wouldn't be too mad. Backup catchers are kind of a unique market. City says, give me Nolan Arenado. Is that a possibility? Everyone yelled at me when I said Goldschmidt, so I'm too scared to bring up more Cardinals because people get pissed off when you do. Debbie Brown. No, we don't have a second baseman. Can't trust Matt to be healthy. We don't need no more pitchers. I respectfully see your point, but I think Matt McLain's kind of shown in winter ball. He's been just fine. And I think that realistically, if you're going by talent level, Indy is probably not close to the same ballpark Matt McLain is when he's at his full level. So I understand the point. I get it, but I'm all for betting on Matt McLain in this situation. And I think the organization is too, because when they had their best year in a few years, he was their best player. And I think that you kind of roll with that. And I think he's a better defensive player too, by a long shot. I believe in Matt McLain though, so maybe I'm the wrong person to talk about that. I'm just glad he's likely not going to play center field now that the steals happened. Gary Sanchez. Wouldn't hate that. He's played for like 90 teams now. Was he with the Brew Crew last year, Sid? Is that who he was with? Oh, that's interesting. Did not realize this. That Jonathan India and Brady Singer were teammates at Florida. That's kind of cool. That's like Antoine Jameson and Vince Carter were teammates at North Carolina, and they got traded for each other at draft night. Vince was drafted by the Warriors, and Jameson was drafted by the Raptors, and they got swapped. So that's pretty. I like that stuff. I like those nerdy facts like that. So thank you, Sid. I appreciate it. Yeah, so he was with the Brewer Crew. Seth says the Riverfront Rush Show had that today, Tim. Had what, Seth? You're calling high school football. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to when Jeff gets here, guys, but I'm having fun shooting the crap with you, so I'm sure Chad and Nate don't care. All right. Oh, that they were teammates in Florida. I did not listen to your show today, Seth. I'm very sorry. But our guy Rich Thompson, I consider Spencer Steer as a viable option in the infield if McLain struggles or is not 100%. Fair. And I think that's a great point. I have been very open that if it were to me, that Spencer Steer would be my first baseman next year. I think that it's great that he wanted to play left field for this team. It's great that he put in the effort. But I'm not too. I think that first base is probably gonna be a better spot for him for the future. I think you should probably go get a left fielder and roll with that situation. And I'm not sure how much I trust CES. I feel like his talent level, his upside is tremendous, but it's gonna kind of be where it goes there. So Sydney says Steer would be the third baseman. That's fine. I'm down for that. Joey Gaditza, trade for Brent Rooker. You're supposed to wait till Jeff Carr gets on the show to make that comment, because that is he was at our live show last year at Smoke Justice and said those exact words. So that would be a really nice get as well. But I love the enthusiasm. I love the excitement both ways. This is going to be fun, guys. We got a fun. It's not even winter meetings yet. We're already having these conversations. CES and Marte are absolute wild cards going into next year. Yes, they are, for sure. And that's why I want to kind of make sure I have a formidable option to go for those guys. The Athletics have already said he's off the table. Don't believe anything the Athletics say, Sydney. You've watched sports long enough. You know better than that. Not really going to lose sleep over that either. But should we keep this going? You guys got anything else you want to talk about, or should I just go ahead and roll out of here? Because I feel like we're kind of in the situation now where we're all excited. We're all fired up. I love this. Yeah. Sydney, they don't even know where they're playing baseball. And they want to talk about guys that are on the table. Come on now. If you look at the Reds schedule, where it has all the teams as their city, like their city's initials, there's just says ATH. There's no like KC, LV, SAC, none of that right now. Who would I trade next? Man. Who would I trade next? I don't know. How many more trades do the Reds have, do you think? It's kind of the biggest question there. Because if you're thinking that point, like, would you give up on Marte if you thought you could get something for him. I don't know if the Reds are comfortable with that per se. I wouldn't shoot the idea necessarily down, but what remains to win again? Couple weeks right before Christmas, I think. City says they have 2 trades left. All right, I got 2 trades. Who am I moving from the big league club? Lou Bob. Yeah, Lou Bob for sure, as we know. That's one I would for sure do. Over under 1.5 more Reds trades. I'm going over. I think you brought Tito to town to win. Is what you did. You didn't bring Tito out of Arizona just to chill. He's not coming here just to hang out. He's a lifer, obviously, but he's not coming here to hang out. He wants to win baseball games. So let's see. What additional move by the Reds would inspire you to go to spring training Arizona? Lou Bob? Or the guy I'm going to talk about on Sunday? Teaser alert. But just something big, some blockbuster type deal. I've just never been to Arizona. I've never been to spring training, and I've always wanted to do it. So obviously there's that portion of it too, Rich, but that is a great question. I do like it. Looking now, I wonder where things kind of go on the next spot. So do we feel pitching's done as far as the rotation now? I think so. You look at the bullpen, we kind of talked about a couple guys there. Backup catcher, outfield, I think is where this thing's going to go. Rich. Yeah. Tell me about it. So backup catcher and outfield is probably your next 2 steps if they don't make another drastic move where they kind of move on from the Candelario or Marte situation. I don't know. Could they get anything for Candelario? I don't really know. I mean, he had a really nice June, but yeah, Seth, I agree. Might sign a few middle relief guys. The pitching's probably done. I feel the same way. I think that we're kind of at this point with this team where I like that the roster's taking shape now. We're not going into spring training and signing randos with minor league invites, and we're like, oh, that guy might make the team. For every Brandon Drury, there was some ones that didn't work out that well. Send Candy to the Mariners for Julio, right? The Mariners are going to really be tight on money soon, and they're going to need to get rid of they're going to need to cut some ties. So Julio Rodriguez to Cincinnati. Yeah, I like it, Sydney. Good thinking. I'm just kidding. I know that's never happening. Yeah, I'm with you. I want a real outfielder or 3 from Seth. Ian Jabot's not tendered. I must have missed that. Oh, George Kirby? Let's do it. I feel like Mariners fans might lose their minds if they trade for Jeimer Candelario, though, and I wouldn't blame them a bit. You know who would really like Jeimer Candelario? The Cubs. Because they seem to really like anytime he plays for them. And they just got Eli Morgan yesterday from the Guards, which, man, that's interesting. But, wow, I think that that was kind of a shocking move as well. But I like the move for the Guardians got so much, dude. And they're always going to be good. So I'm sure they're probably not losing sleep, but I probably would have kept them. Ooh, there you go. Trade Candelario to the Cubs. Get Bellinger back because he's probably going to want way more money after another good year. So just go and don't take the risk, Chicago. Just go ahead and send him over. And we'll just make it happen. But I liked all those moves. I love that we're like all in a happy place right now. We're all feeling the enthusiasm. We're all feeling joyous. This rules. This is what I was really hoping for. Oh, yeah. Teoscar, that's a name that's come up quite a bit. He is on the market. All right. I would have signed Teoscar Hernandez yesterday if I could have. But this is going to be a lot of fun. We have a whole offseason we're going to be doing this, guys. So this is great. We have 200 people hanging out tonight, and I am just buzzed saying stupid stuff, and you guys are hanging out. So thanks. I appreciate all of you for hanging out. This is great. Where is my guy? Scott Schebler. Get out of here with that, Sydney. Scott Schebler. Yeah. Well, guys, I think I'm running out of things to say, and I appreciate you guys just sitting here listening to me ramble for 35 minutes. I did see Jose Sierra got sent to the Mets. That's a nice move for them. But I'll go ahead and keep it here, stop it here, because God only knows where we're going to go from here. And late night Reds on Sunday. Ben and I will be back. We took the week off because the Bengals got flexed to Sunday Night Football last week, but we'll be here. We're going to chat it up. I can't wait to get Ben's thoughts on this deal. So he's out coaching a high school football game right now, so he probably doesn't even know it's happened yet. But I cannot wait for Sunday. I cannot wait to hang out with you guys then. We'll be back then. On behalf of the Riverfront, this is Tim Daniel. Check out today's episode with Seth and Chris Garber as they deep dove into the Red Sox 04 doc on Netflix. I need to still watch it, but we're going to go ahead and go from here. Everybody, have a good one, and I will see you Sunday.